Hi, I'm Zach Stewart.
Laura Hotchkiss.
And I'm Daniel Kvoras. On this podcast, we improvise in character as hosts of a morning radio show in a fictional country called the Driftwood Isles.
Everything we say is made up, and none of the events, people, or places are real.
It's that simple. Now enjoy this episode of Good Morning Driftwood.
Hello and good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you, Driftwood. And good morning to me, one of your hosts, Bench PerDiem. And to my lovely co-hosts, Dirk Wiley.
Oh, hey, good morning to me as well.
Good morning to you. And good morning to you, Penelope MacGuffin.
And good morning to I was trying to say it in a different way, and then I thought...
It was fun.
Fun.
I enjoyed it.
I don't know if
Very
it worked.
classical, very Shakespearean.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to add flair.
Hey, Penny, you always add flair.
Yeah, it would have, if you had said it very firmly, would have been like a, fun. You hesitated and then seemingly became deflated by the idea and then still said it.
I really peppered it with just self-defeat.
Yeah. You seemed disappointed in yourself for saying it, but also the moment before you said it, you kind of accepted that you were going, there was a quiet acceptance on your face, and then you said it.
You know, like if you're driving and then like a deer runs in front of your car and you're like, oh, this is about to happen. This is not great. And there's nothing you can do except slam on the brakes, but you know the stopping distance isn't enough.
Ooh.
And you're just like, that's what that felt like.
Is that why you were almost late this morning?
Oh no, I don't stop for that. I wouldn't even brake.
There's no concern about
I will go
that. There's no quiet acceptance in that. You're just,
if anything,
you want to play.
You're like, I might as well make this painless to them.
You want to play chicken with me? You view it as a challenge. Me as a game of chicken?
You view it as a game of chicken. You think that deer is confronting you in your day.
Why would it, like, oh, this is what you want to do, deer? Game on.
You see it as confrontation.
And
then I put on my driving leather gloves.
So you stop the car, put on gloves, and then gun it?
Then I take my little goggles and I put them over.
You have driving goggles, even though you're inside a car?
Oh, you don't driving goggle inside the goggle if there is a wind. I mean, a windscreen's a goggle, but like you don't also goggle.
I like to think of as the windscreen as the goggles of the car.
The windscreen is a goggle, but an also goggle?
Is
what you just said?
Yeah.
So you have goggles.
You don't go.
Then you refer to your windscreen as your also goggle?
Penny likes the double goggle.
A window is a goggle. A window is a goggle?
A window is a goggle.
A window is one giant goggle.
And you know what they say, that the eyes are the goggles to the soul.
Wow. That adds a layer of protection, as though your eyes are protecting you as well.
Yeah, like
but
the cornea.
They are
don't fall for it, because they also are the weakest part of your body. Am I right?
Wait, the eyes?
Yeah.
Like weakest in terms of strength or in terms of emotional?
I've never seen them
vulnerable.
bench.
Is that why you
I've never seen them bench press.
Is that why you never make eye contact with anyone?
Yeah, I've never lay on a bench and then when...
Why are you telling me to press?
Then I've like used my eyes to lift the weight. No.
What are you asking me to press?
She's referring to the object bench.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And the
thing you were named after.
The practice of bench pressing.
Fun fact, that's not true.
Oh, I just dropped a ring. Could you pick it up for me? I went that way.
This feels like a trick.
It's absolutely not a trick. It's just a thing that happened. He's got his headphones off. We can talk about him now.
Good plan.
Plan. I'm just going to throw other pieces of jewelry across the room.
He doesn't understand bench pressing.
Thank you.
I don't understand how he doesn't understand bench pressing.
Yeah, because he's named after it.
Oh, hey,
Fun
bench.
fact, I am not named after the item bench.
What are you named after?
It's a family name after my great-great-grandfather, Benjamin.
But what was he named after?
They were Byzantine. I don't know.
Just go back into history.
No, they were from the Byzantine Empire.
They were busy all the time?
Nope.
Byzantine.
It's fun how language.
Busy all the time.
They did a lot. They accomplished quite a lot.
Dirk, are you named after the dagger?
No. My grandfather...
Objects can be names and it can be unrelated.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm named after
the coin.
Yeah.
But I'm named after dirt. But my mother had a speech impediment.
Which is actually, when you think about it, dirt is also an object. So more fool you.
Yeah, because she thought I was sort of the essence of the
world. Why is that more fool me?
Because you said you were like, things are named after objects.
Because both of you are named after objects and I'm not.
No,
I'm the weird one.
You thought that you were picking on him because you were like, haha, not everything's named after an object. And then it turned out he was.
Yeah, just a different object.
the ubiquitous object, dirt, that which we stand on, because my mom saw me as the foundation of the future.
No,
you are the soil from which the future will grow.
But none of
That's
your
what she
siblings
said.
are named.
She had a speech impediment, but she was very eloquent.
None of your siblings are named after objects.
No. I was the soil.
Hold on. I know that we don't ever talk about his sister Clog, but like...
Oh, I forget about her.
That's
It's
just named
'cause
after a
she-
verb. She's named after a verb.
I forget about clog.
She's named after a verb. That's not the same.
It's because she...
It's a noun and a verb.
It's also...
I always thought it was just a verb.
You can clog, but what are you going to use to clog?
Exactly. You
Pair
can't
of
She
just...
had a real
pair of
rough time in
clogs.
middle school.
Because everyone was wanting her to clog.
Yeah.
But also
And
people talk, yeah.
Also, it's because she
Yeah,
went
we
away
don't
on
have
that
to.
gap year.
She's your sister. I want to be respectful.
I
She
appreciate
went
that.
traveling on a gap year and she's just like... You forget. People
Got
go
stuck.
traveling on gap years and you
She
just
got
forget
lost.
that they... Yeah.
Yeah, she got lost in the
She truly-
lost in the sauce.
Yeah, she's lost
Of
in the,
the
sauce.
world.
What did your mom mean to name her after?
Clog?
Yeah.
Clog.
A clod of dirt.
Yeah. Yeah. The Wiley family has a real like farming tradition running through its lineage.
Yeah.
It's really good.
They
Yeah.
really like dirt, soil,
Mm-hmm.
What about Jack?
Jack?
like a jack for like opening something, like the soil.
Jack for opening some? You mean like a jackhammer
Yeah.
that you would...
Is his full name Jack Hammer? That's really cool. I'm sorry. I know you don't like
I
it
know
when
I
we-
don't like talking about it.
like your
but
brother, but Jack,
it's true.
If Jack is short for Jackhammer, that might be
That's
literally the coolest name I've heard in my
a
life.
really, really fucking cool name.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna... I've hidden it because I don't want you to give him any credit. His name is Jackhammer Wiley.
That's a really great name.
It's a pretty baller name.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be honest about that.
He's so humble. He doesn't advertise that. Can you imagine?
Mm. Won't shut up about it at home. He says, the jackhammer's home. And then he punches me in the face.
Is there something in the walls?
Probably.
Could
Did you
be,
guys
yeah,
hear that
very
too? Is
likely.
that ghost back?
We have to assume.
I mean,
There's
do
things in
you,
the
do you
walls.
just go around your life assuming
Bench
there's
just-
not something in the walls? I assume there's always something
I mean,
in
I
the
assume
walls.
Ben
there's
just
like-
looked around terrified.
Because there's
and
a
asked if
sound.
there's-
You heard that sound. I assumed there's stuff in the walls, just mostly cement.
Yeah, it could be Clog.
Oh no.
We don't know where she
We don't know.
is.
She doesn't answer emails anymore.
We don't know where Clog is.
You don't think it's that ghost? Because I don't think that exorcist that was here the other day did a very good job.
They seemed really disinterested.
Yeah.
They were clearly more interested in radio and just doing
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah, they kept asking us like stuff about like how we got started and do we have any tips for like a young aspiring
They tried to give me their screenplay, and I was like, "That's not this industry." And they were like, "Oh boy."
It also wasn't
Awkward.
about an exorcist.
No.
Yeah.
Which is
It
what
was
you would
about a
assume
woman
it would
who-
be.
Yeah. It was about a woman who owned a bakery.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's
And-
sort of Seinfeld in that just like nothing happens. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're an exorcist. That's a fascinating
And, like-
job. Write what you know.
Yeah.
Write about
Like,
that.
it's
being like that's
crazy,
my
isn't
day
it?
job. That's not who I am.
Like it's crazy that as well, like the bakery, and then they were like, "Oh, wait, she's gonna find love eventually, but it'll be someone who works for a corporate bakery," and they're like the opposite. And you were like, "Okay, like this is like every rom-com ever. You're telling me that nothing ever interesting happens in your day job that would be good for a film." And they went, I don't know. It's kind of just played." And we were like, "It can't be played. You're dealing with ghosts."
It
It's
was
just like different type of demons and ghosts. And that's what it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
tell us about the different types.
Yeah.
It was
Don't
also
have her-
real confusing in the screenplay because it was like all these like kind of like tropes and stuff we know, but then also like she would break up with him for the pettiest reasons because it's Seinfeld.
Mm.
I just wanted to bring that back to clarify to the audience.
Yeah, she really hammered home the Seinfeld of it all.
Yeah.
She kept being like, it's like Seinfeld. Like, that doesn't help us. Just
There's
like
a bet.
Yeah, there's a bet.
Another bet.
She kept referencing different episodes.
You two have never watched Seinfeld. That's the thing, right?
I understand it through references.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen Jerry Seinfeld. I've met him once,
Mm.
You know, that's
Not the
different
show.
to seeing the show, though. Like you've
but
never
I saw
seen Yeah,
Seinfeld. Is it?
yeah, that's like
You've
two
seen-
different
you've
I've
things.
seen
seen
Seinfeld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walked right by.
Yeah. I was
No,
like, hey. I was like, Jerry. He was like, hey.
oh no, but that's Jerry
Spot
Seinfeld
on.
that runs the grocers.
Yeah.
That's a different Jerry Seinfeld.
He was like, what's the deal with Isles?
Yeah, and that's how I know Seinfeld is through references to Jerry Seinfeld
Seinfeld,
of
the
that,
gross-
the
yeah.
grocer.
yeah. And it's mostly him complaining about how there was a TV show called Seinfeld that really ruined his life.
Wow.
And he does stand up about it though.
Mm.
Yeah, he stands up and,
And
he
we-
shouts loudly.
Yeah, but there's a spotlight and there's the bass player.
Hmm.
You know, Greta, the bass player, who also works in the grocery shop. She keeps like underscoring his announcements over the PA.
The grocery store closes at like 6 p.m. and then from then on, it's a comedy club. They push all the produce. They push around to the sides. Yep, and she bang bongs on that bass. Yep. Yeah, and they're always making And then one time they made a bet between themselves, which is what we were referring to when we said the bet.
Yes.
Yeah, about whether or not he was any good at stand-up.
Yeah.
Or whether he should just be a grocer.
And that was the bet, and he lost that bet. He should be a grocer, and he still is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about?
These are references.
I was just, I'm like, cool. Cool. Good. It's nice to see you two like enthusiastic about a topic.
Yeah.
It's nice of you to talk about a topic that you're enthusiastic
I feel
about.
condescended too.
I feel a bit as well.
This is because it's the condescending voice.
Why?
That's what it is.
Right, because I was doing the condescending voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good job. We picked up on that successfully.
You should have done maybe if you'd done that to the lady who was trying to, the Exorcist who was trying to sell her screenplay, she would have been shamed enough to make some changes.
And then she was like, "Oh, do you have a ghost in you?" And I was like, "No, it's condescending voice." And she was like, "Condescending voice is actually ghosts." And I was like, "No, it's not. Oh, you're the worst exorcist of all time." But then she was like, "Is that still condescending voice?" And I was like, "This is too much. I can't explain it anymore."
What if that is a ghost? Because we do know that Penny inhabits several different personalities within her person.
Oh my God!
What if that's
Are
a ghost?
all personalities ghosts?
Oh man,
you do because you have Timmy Smithson, and you have there was
Margaret.
Another one, yeah,
was Margaret the theater critic?
Yep. So, and these are very fully formed
snappy.
people.
I just not get along
She was sharp.
I just want to confirm, though, condescending voice is not a different personality. That's 110% me being condescending.
I don't know. The Penny I know in my head is nice to us all the time.
So when you're different than that, you must be a different person.
Yeah, something's wrong with you.
So like at minimum 1 week a month when I am like, why am I here? This is garbage. You both assume that that's a different person that turns up that week.
Sometimes we treat you as a different person.
Sometimes it is.
That does make sense because sometimes I go to the sign-in sheet and you're like, no, I'll sign you in. And I'm like, that's not my name.
You keep putting Claire down for some reason. She never introduced herself as Claire.
But that's what we call her.
That's what we call her. We decided it's Claire.
Named after what, though?
Claire.
Eclairs, the bakery good?
Yeah. We tried to
eat a lot of eclairs.
I asked you that, and then I realized
we waited for you to find it yourself. Yeah. We waited for you to find it yourself because you know you bring eclairs in that whole week.
Based on both your faces, I knew that was a question I had to answer myself.
And the way you asked us and put us to us, so it is only reasonable that you would know what you're asking about.
Yeah.
There is 1 week a month where you bring in eclairs to have for breakfast.
Yeah.
That's what we call you, Claire.
It makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Whenever you walk in, we just go, "Hey, Claire."
Yeah.
Logically, it makes a lot of sense.
Logically, it makes a lot of sense.
Do you think Claire's or like eclairs were Claire's when they weren't part of the internet, and then when they became part of the internet, they became eclairs?
Yeah, email.
That blew my mind.
Wow.
I'll give you a minute to buffer it in your head.
Do you have an ego death?
Eclair? I don't think eclairs affect.
Do you need ego CPR?
What would that look like? Just reasserting who I am?
Yeah, and doing chest compressions probably.
And hopefully giving me eclairs.
Oh, hey.
Because no one's going to say no to that.
If you're lucky. I don't think it's that time of the month.
When I said time of the month, by the way, as is traditional, it's the last week of the month where you get paid and then you have a clear money.
Yeah. Oh, we know.
Eclairs are very expensive here.
Yeah.
It's a luxury.
Oh boy.
It's a luxury good that's difficult.
And so it should be because the cream, the finest cream.
Whipped cream eclair or custard eclair?
Oh, good question. Custard, I think.
See, so you are admitting that Claire is real.
I'm now still.
Did a horse just walk in?
I'm now still pondering the question. I'm going to need to take some time to really think about.
What about you, Bench? Whipped cream or custard?
Whipped cream. What about you?
I gotta go custard.
That's fair. Which one are you going to choose?
I say custard.
Yeah, that's makes sense.
Second with it.
That's fine.
It's a tough there. You can't lose.
I just think whipped cream is too much air and it betrays the enjoyment when you're like, there's no substance
That's
here.
fair. I just go for less caloric density. So healthier.
But I don't think I've ever went to an eclair being like, this is my healthy choice.
I
think
you're committing to this is what today is going to be.
And if I'm going to go and eat one, I'm like, give me the good stuff.
You say that at the beginning of every meal, though.
Yeah, give me the good stuff, chef.
Yeah.
Give me the good stuff.
When the waiter comes or when you come up to the counter at a bakery, oftentimes you won't even specify what you're ordering. You just say, give me the good stuff.
You know what makes me furious? When you ask what the specials are and then it turns out that it's just an averagely made dish and it's not special in any way. I'm like, you literally called it special.
Wait, is this
literally
Penny's Fury Minute?
Name.
I don't know if it's Penny's Fury Minute. That sounded awfully like Penny's Fury Road for some reason in my head.
Penny's Fury Road.
Penny's Fury Road. Doof warrior. Doof it.
I ran out of things to say. I think I said everything I have to say about specials. It can be an
outro. It's fine.
I think it was more of an outro.
You don't have anything more you want to doof?
No, I think
do you have anything you want to doof off your chest?
I think, okay, so for listeners, that's a reference to a character in Mad Max Fury Road who was the doof warrior. There you go. He stood at the front of the truck with a guitar and he played like sick heavy metal riffs while the road chases were on, which when you think of it is actually did have a flamethrower at the end of his
at the neck.
Because when you think about it, it's such a strange job to have in a post-apocalyptic setup. Like he would be the guitarist on the front of a truck.
It's kind of like in old times where the person had the drum.
Yeah.
Also,
and I'm so sorry. Before we walk away, no. Before we walk away, also, do you not just think like there would get so many bugs? Like, because that's like a windscreen, which is, we know is the goggle of the thing.
Open was like smiling, like grinning.
He would just get covered in bugs.
I do not mean to cut you off. I want you to keep going. Constantly. I think we just need to shift to a different segment, which is Penny's ASMR descriptions of film plots.
Penny's ASMR descriptions of film plots.
Can we have a talk about this? Because everything's becoming an outro now rather than an intro. And like we do this, and then we don't
announce when you're starting to do it.
And you have to tell us. Penny.
We do, and then it's like so much pressure on me to describe another film plot when I feel like I've said everything that can be said about how many bugs the doof warrior must inhale on a
Which brings us to a new segment: Penny's plea for clarity.
Again, that was an outro.
It was an outro?
An outro to the plea.
Matthias, can we clip those and have those ready as intros for next time?
Yeah. Clip it and then put it at the beginning of what she's going to say.
Yeah.
Wait,
no, it's live. He's saying it's live.
It's live radio.
Things.
No,
but we don't. Cues. We can have cues.
Yeah, but you need to then know that it's coming also because we insist on never.
That made me more confused.
Yeah. Also, because we insist on never ever preparing things for this, and like I suggested, let's do little time sheets and let's do what segments are, and we were like, no, that's not in the spirit of radio.
We keep going. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, so we will never know what's coming up.
It's true.
Much like in life, you can never know what's coming up.
Philosophy.
We do have the prompters though that Matthias sometimes has us read our little like news clips.
Oftentimes he's just sending us like messages and notes that are unrelated to the
also
like
to be honest,
it's right now it just says, hey, what are you guys doing after this? We can't answer you right now. We're doing our jobs.
And the one for me just says, stop messing around with the microphone stand. We can hear you move it.
It has also been, when you think about it, many, many weeks and months since we've actually had an actual news event to discuss.
The Isle's been real quiet.
Not much is happening.
Not much has happened. Everyone's kind of on summer holidays.
Yeah, people are having a good time.
People are having a good time.
People are having...
Sun's out, people's
out. If no one's making news, then our job is to just take people through their day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, I like to think of breakfast radio as more of a like, yeah, there's news, but there's also just chat.
We're your buddies.
True.
Yeah.
We're your pals.
We're just the gentle thing to like help take you from your sleepy dream state into your, oh God, there's so many deadlines state.
What's the...
Which is Penny's welcome to the morning.
I get that's an outro. That's at the end of the...
I'm trying to remember what's the name of the thing that people... trying to remember a word and then I don't have it and then I don't want to describe it because I feel like the description would be bad.
Maybe try not to describe offensive words then.
I don't think it's offensive. What's the relation when people are consuming like a movie or a radio?
Oh my God, you can't say that on air.
Movie?
This is the radio. Bench.
I know.
We don't talk about movies unless someone is promoting something.
Unless someone's ASMRing
Or we
the
choose
plot.
to refer to a movie. You can't just throw it around willy-nilly.
You can't just
it
mention...
needs to be anchored in something.
Yeah, you can't just mention a visual medium on a audio
medium.
format.
Yeah. It has to be anchored in a specific film.
It has to be earned.
Or a promotional
Okay, so you guys
event.
remember my favorite, workers leaving the Lumiere factory.
No.
Nope.
Oh, you haven't seen
We've
that?
discussed this so
I
many
feel like we
times,
have.
and neither of us have ever seen this.
I
We've
refuse
discussed
to
this
listen
off
to
mic
your
several
many
times.
tangents about Lumiere.
Oh my
you
God,
talk
it's
about
so
Lumiere,
good.
and every time we go on a tangent about Lumiere, and
You
every
think
single
it's
time,
the Beauty and the Beast candle? I'm like,
Yes.
no, the brothers.
And
the
that's when I
factory where
tune
he
out.
works, yeah.
I would love to talk about Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
And that's not what I'm about. The
Exactly.
train arriving at the station, oh, it's a classic.
Is Lumiere on the
Is
train?
Lumiere on the train?
I don't know. We don't see anyone
Then
leaving
have
the
that train move right along
Yeah.
and get the hell out of here
I
until
really
it's
think
got Lumiere
movies
the train
have,
on it.
Sorry.
Lumiere the candle.
The candlestick
Candlestick.
with candle.
Ewan McGregor.
Do you
Yes.
think Lumiere is more candlestick than candle, or do you think the candles are also part of his physical? They must be, because
Are you more
the
lens or
fire.
torso?
Well, this is it. But like, what do you
Thanks.
call him? A candlestick and candles? Like, you would assume you're like, oh, Lumiere the candlestick, but he's a candlestick and candle.
And a
like,
candle.
Well, is he?
I think he would
That
probably
seems-
like to just be Lumiere.
Also, that implies then that because he's lit.
He's lit.
He's hey,
Hey,
Or is
Lumiere's fucking lit.
Is this
Lit?
a centaur situation when those are two different creatures that have been merged together by an unholy matrimony of
But
devilry?
not like a minotaur where that is like he has grown up that way.
Yeah, and minotaurs are gross. But Lumiere,
You just don't like.
You keep saying miniatures are gross, centaurs are regal. Is that what you used to describe
more
them?
regal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's just because
Also kind of gross,
it's just because
but in a more regal way.
Yeah.
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 It's just because you're still mad about that one time you're in a labyrinth and then the minotaur give you a scare.
Yeah. I was like, disgusting.
He was
You
trying to show
disgust
you.
me.
He was trying
Yeah.
to give you a hint to like help you out.
Yeah.
And
Or
you were
less
like,
gross about it.
it was like that time we were in the escape room and you were like, no hints. And they were like, we are 56 minutes into your hour and you've not solved one clue.
And
you
I
were like,
looked
I
at
do
that
not do
staff
hints.
member and I said, you disgust me.
Yeah.
It was also
Minotaur.
a real issue that because we were supposed to work as a team and we were like solving like with Matthias, like we were making progress and Dirk refused to get any assistance and not.
And you're like, look at all these clues. And I said, no hints. And I just
Yeah.
stared at the door saying, I can figure this out. I can figure this out. Stop showing me clues.
It's weird because you also brought a full lock picking kit, but I don't think you
what?
realized a lock picking kit.
Yes.
But I don't think you realized that there was just, we weren't actually like locked in that sense. It's just like a latch on the door that the person on the other side pushed over. So even though you were fidgeting about with like the lock part of the door, there was like a latch higher up that was the only thing keeping it in there.
Yeah. And you
I had my
eventually
jewelers
retorted
Yeah.
to Kool-Aiding your way through that.
Yeah.
That's
Which
my
was
solution
unfortunate.
to most problems.
Hey, I think if the plastering's
Kool-Aid
not
it.
done so, like if the plastering's done to a subpar level, it's an invite to Kool-Aid.
They say whatever's
The invite to
It's an invite
Kool-Aid.
to
they
Kool-Aid.
say anything not attached to the wall is part of the room. If the wall's not attached to itself, that's part of the
Also,
clue.
people don't react as poorly to that as you'd expect.
Yeah.
If you say, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
they're like, "This guy's bringing a party to the place." They're bringing a party to the place.
Party to the
Bringing a
place.
party to the place.
This person's bringing a party to the
Dark,
place.
Bring a party to the
Dark,
place. There's a
stop,
party to the place.
Dark, stop singing your
Stop, Dirk.
Summer
stop.
hit.
Dirk.
I'm trying
your
to get a
summer
plug in.
hit.
Party to the place. Party to the
Look,
place.
we know you think you're going to be the next summer hit this year. Okay?
Sean Paul is sort of who I model myself after.
We noticed. Sean Paul sent a cease and desist.
Yes. It's
And he
all-
also sent a desist and cease.
He's saying, whichever way you cut it,
Whichever way.
stop.
Just no more.
Stop this.
Yeah.
In whatever order you want to take it, cut it out.
I was going to say, I think people like it when you say, oh yeah, because it reassures them that you aren't in pain.
After smashing through a
your way through the
wall.
wall. They're like, oh, thank God, he's okay.
Because I usually am quite bloodied and
Yeah.
covered in plaster and dust.
You've had so many teeth replaced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so usually as I'm saying, oh yeah,
It's
I'm like
just-
coughing blood. And
Yeah.
it's,
It's like a man's taken a whole mouthful of Tic Tacs and sneezed.
What?
A whole mouthful of Tic Tacs.
Dip
and
them
then
in blood.
sneeze.
No, and then he sneezed them out.
In terms
That's
of
his teeth
what's
pinging
like
out.
But they are
I feel
full
like
of
the
blood.
two of us. I feel like the two of us were really on board with that imagery, and
Tic
you
Tac?
were
Yeah, it was.
absolutely
The
not
Tic
for it.
Tacs.
No, throw me for a loop.
I I guess maybe you think my teeth are bigger and more sturdy than Tic Tacs.
Have you seen the size of Tic Tacs these days? They're pretty big.
But Dirk has big and sturdy teeth. That's what I...
You know just how to flatter me, Bench.
To be fair, that is a compliment that you said yourself and then asked him to agree with.
You have a list. You have a list of compliments.
I thought I just thought that. I just thought that.
No, you said it out loud and he agreed with it.
You also wrote that out in several emails to both of us. Like, these are compliments, please, that I would like to...
Compliments. I see.
Big, strong teeth is one of them.
Big, strong teeth, big, smooth brain. That's another one. The smoothest brain.
So smooth.
Oh my God, you'll never believe how smooth that brain is.
Oh.
You're like a boxer's chest when they're getting
when the man in the corner is rubbing it down with
For
Vaseline.
Listeners, this was a reference from 2 or 3 episodes ago. You may want to rewind your previous episodes and to listen to that, and then you can join us. And when you join us, you will go, "Oh, I get it."
And now it's time for Penny's clarification.
ASMR description clarifications.
Give us one.
That was it.
They're
the worst.
I think the timing is on her. I think she's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're cool.
We're cool.
We're good. We
got it.
Her.
We understand timing. We understand radio.
Yeah.
It's all happening.
Timing.
It's all happening.
Timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check out my new single.
No.
This summer. Party in the place. Party in the place. Party in the place.
Normally the
party
DJ
in the place.
would do that. You don't have to do the
acapella is the future of pop music. I have been championing this for so long, and we're gonna come back around.
You're a solo artist, Dirk. You're a solo artist.
Again, we said we cannot join you in your barbershop quartet idea. We are all tenors.
Which is also why it's another compliment that you might notice in the list is how many say, "Hey, Dirk, your voice has so many dimensions to it. It's like you're a choir unto yourself."
You're supposed to repeat that back to him.
Hey, to say that again.
Hey, Dirk, your voice has so many dimensions
to it
that it is like a choir unto yourself.
That it is like a choir unto yourself.
That's so nice of you to say.
You're welcome.
Bench. So kind of you. And I'm glad you support my musical career and that you will be coming to my premiere event, Party in the Place, where we're going to have a party in the place.
I guess I gotta.
Matthias has just sent me a message on the prompter.
What does it say?
Sean Paul sent in more litigation.
Oh, damn it, Sean Paul.
Guess we gotta go to Pitbull court.
First Pitbull thwarts us, now Sean Paul. We can't afford to keep getting into the Sean Paul court.
We need to get a new Femalegal.
Oh God. The notice actually says we're going to be in Pitbull court, so Pitbull will be the judge presiding over me and Sean Paul. Well,
we have to get Brian Cox to represent us in court this time.
Legally, I think we're gonna nail this. We've got this, guys.
For listeners, if you want to go back for 3 or 4 episodes, you'll find that reference.
Good Morning Driftwood is executive produced and hosted by Zach Stewart, Laura Hotchkiss, and Daniel Kvoras. Engineered and produced by Zach Stewart. Music by Daniel Kvoras.